Buckle up, racing fans, because the intense, most futuristic electric vehicle just appeared onto the NASCAR scene for testing. This revolutionary new crossover-inspired EV prototype with a shortened rear end looks like it just blasted in from the future. NASCAR just took their secret test vehicle for a first electrifying spin. And get this, even more high-voltage track tests are coming. So is this the future of NASCAR racing? Well, based on what we are seeing so far, it certainly looks like it could be. Stick around with NASCAR Insider because we are going to give you an exclusive, in-depth look at this revolutionary new prototype and what it means for the electrification of the sport we love. Let's talk details about this bold new concept vehicle. While the bodywork is still generic and unfinished, the underlying chassis is actually based on the current next-gen car used in the Cup Series right now. However, NASCAR's engineers have adapted and modified it to accommodate a high-tech electric drivetrain rather than an internal combustion engine. Specifically, they shortened the rear end significantly, which gives this prototype the distinctive crossed-over SUV profile. This is in line with industry expectations that future electric race cars will share design cues with electric road cars, especially crossover SUVs. Additionally, the plan is to debut this prototype at selected NASCAR events in 2024 as part of the festivities, giving fans an up-close look at the electrified future of racing. It won't actually compete in any races yet, but will be displayed and demoed on tracks as a test platform. NASCAR Chief Operating Officer Steve O'Donnell said at a press conference at Phoenix Raceway on November 3rd, "Yeah, a lot of work's gone on at the R&D department around EV. We have a car. We have an alternative body style with that car. I would not look for us specifically to go racing with it. I think you could see it showcased at certain events next year, but there's other forms that we want to look at." Now, this is all part of NASCAR's broader exploration into electric and alternative fuel racing as the auto industry evolves. With the major automakers investing billions into electrification, NASCAR knows it needs to actively evaluate various eco-friendly engine options to remain relevant, from battery electric to hydrogen fuel cell. Behind the scenes, NASCAR executives are in deep discussions with manufacturers about integrating emerging technologies into motorsports. They even proposed an exhibition EV race alongside the traditional Gas Cup Series cars at the LA Coliseum next year, though that ultimately didn't pan out. However, an electric racing series could potentially replace one of the national touring series further down the road. Though the timing remains uncertain, NASCAR is clearly gearing up for an electric future. Now, I know what some old-school racing fans are thinking. Can it really be NASCAR without the roar of a gas-guzzling V8 engine? And that's a fair question. The visceral sound has been a core part of the NASCAR experience since day one. However, adapting to align with auto industry trends has always been necessary for stock car racing to thrive. Remember, NASCAR once had a convertible division when those cars dominated the market, and they started the hugely successful truck series back in the 90s to align with the booming popularity of pickup trucks. NASCAR has evolved with the times before and must continue to do so moving forward, because while sound is important, so is relevance. If the race cars don't reflect what fans are actually driving from the showroom, it becomes harder to sustain interest and attract younger generations. And the reality is, within the next 10 to 20 years, electric cars will own a major share of the consumer market. So making the eventual transition to battery-powered racing is crucial for NASCAR to stay relevant in the coming decades. This new prototype represents the first step in that critical transition to an electrified racing future. And you better believe every other racing series, from Formula One to IndyCar, is also developing electric technologies to prepare for the massive industry disruption ahead. This is not just about being eco-friendly, it's about survival. The time is changing, and to all the die-hard gearheads out there skeptical of electric racing, I say have an open mind. The instant torque and smooth power delivery of EVs actually makes for awesome racing action. With smart engineers and designers, I believe NASCAR can retain the raw excitement and aggression fans love while adapting to electric power. Manufacturers are already working on synthetic e-fuels and exhaust systems that mimic engine sound. How soon until we actually see electric cars racing for real? Is NASCAR jumping the gun? Do you really think the roar of the engines can be replaced by electric? What will that do to the experience? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to smash that subscribe button to stay on the pulse of this electric shift. NASCAR's future is looking shockingly electrifying. We'll be here covering all the juicy details and updates, so get ready for the ride. I'm curious to hear your biggest concerns, hopes, predictions. Drop them in the comments. This conversation is just getting started. See you next time.